Hello. Hello all. Good evening. Few what a stalked you. I'd say something like that on you. Oh well, say hello in the chat if you're here. And thank you for coming because it's a nice day. Your answer sheets are open. To do the first few questions, don't do the music ones, obviously. Um, and we'll start the actual questions in about 10-15 minutes. Okay? Good. Hello, Martin. How are you? Martin sent me an answer on Twitter yesterday because he just wanted to continue his 100% record of knowing a certain answer. Well done, Martin. Good. You're free to start, by the way. I feel low. Bear with me. That's better. Yes. 10 for 10, good ratio. Yoidy, Leo. And hello, I presume Andy as opposed to Righty. Are you inside or outside, Andy? Some of you may have noticed there is a link to campaign for pubs on the answer sheet. Do have a look at it. It's just to ensure the ongoing survival of pubs, which are having a pretty weird time of it at the moment. Let's say hello, RTJ888. Nice to see you come with subtitles. Oh, that's Dick, isn't it? Yeah, I remember now. Sorry. Good man. Hello, Ruth. How are you? I trust well. It's it's hot out, isn't it? I know this because um I ventured outside at about 9 o'clock this morning. That's such is the life of a disorganised quizmaster. We have a top class I'm asking a question indicator this evening, by the way. I'll tell you that now. No, the beard went last week. Uh, when did it go? Last Saturday after quizzing with Barry from EastEnders, and I cut it. My reserve clippers wouldn't go through it. It was too dense, and it had formed like a bib shape. It went down and forward like that at the top. It was quite strange. Hello, Roger. Hello, Stephanie. Lovely to see you both as well. So it was removed, but I removed it too much, and white hair doesn't show up very well, as much of my beard is white. Um, on on Zoom, so it looked like I had large patches missing from my beard and indeed face. Not the case. This message. Oh wow! Broadcasting to the names. It looks beautiful. Hello, Lee. By the way, I don't. I mean, I don't actually know what constitutes a high pollen count like in terms of numbers, but I think it's about 1 million at the moment. Absolute mayhem for we sufferers. We're going to start in like 4 or 5 minutes. Normally, I get some sort of desperate plea for extra time. If not, we're going to start at 20:32, which gives you plenty of time to sort answers out and so on. You're free to answer the first 15. Bit racist. Hello, James. How are you? I was in endeavour to get nothing wrong this week. In fact, I haven't. I've double checked, triple checked. Hello, Jason. Bonsoir. That's French for good evening. I trust we're all well. I'm going to start in 1 minute, by the way. Okay, let's go. When I'm going to ask a question, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hold this item. It's a horse. There's its head. It's called Derek. So when it's question time, the horse will appear. The horse just appeared as question one. Which is on TV, ladies and gentlemen. Here I stand. Ladies and gentlemen, on my internet Areopagus, telling you tale of Oedipus of Thebes, married to his mother slayer, of his father driven through sheer anguish to remove his own eyes, which in later years could have proven advantageous as he would have been unable to enjoy the career of rich men. Very much the BBC's answer both to Ant and Dec and also to the question, who is worse than Ant and Dec? They were both originally contestants on Pop Idol, had a #1 hit together, and have co-presented many children's programs, including the relaunched Crackerjack. Which duo is that? The BBC's answer to Ant and Dec. Originally Pop Idol contestants, one was the runner-up, had a #1 hit together, and have co-presented children's TV programs, including the relaunched Crackerjack. Which duo is that? Question 17, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, here's a stat. There's a stat coming. Last night's Tottenham versus West Ham match was the first time ever that two former Manchester United managers have managed opposing teams in a game. The very first time. Which three Premier League teams have former Liverpool managers in charge? So Tottenham and West Ham have former Manchester United managers. But which Premier League teams have former Liverpool managers in charge? There are three. It's a little bit unwieldy, this horse, to be honest. Do you know what? Ignore me. Ignore me. There were two. There were two teams. I can't read. I actually just can't read. Ignore me. Two teams. Two former Liverpool managers. Ignore. What an idiot. Question 18, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Brownlow, Rose and Harry Maylie, Charlie Bates in later life, and the title character are the only vaguely pleasant people in which novel of 1837, which carries the alternative title, The Parish Boy's Progress? Mr. Brownlow, Rose and Harry Maylie, Charlie Bates later on in his life, and the title character. Pretty much, maybe Nancy, but not really. The only vaguely pleasant characters in which novel of 1837, and which carries the alternate title, The Parish Boy's Progress. Yeah. I mean, someone's actually worked out what actually went on in my head after writing question number 2 as well, 17. So, well done. Don't put an answer down. You need both teams, by the way. Question 19, ladies and gentlemen. The unlikely trio of Rob Brydon, David Bowie, and Bryn Terfel, all in fact use pseudonyms as they were all born with which surname? Rob Brydon, David Bowie, and Bryn Terfel all use stage names. Their actual birth surname was what? Question 20, ladies and gentlemen. On coats of arms, the official coat of arms of the United Kingdom features two beasts, a lion on either side of it. So on either side, there's a lion representing England, the mighty lion representing mighty England, and representing the mythical state of Scotland, which mythical creature? And the official coat of arms of the United Kingdom, Scotland, is represented by a mythical creature. What is it? What's up, Derek? Time for a question? Yeah, okay. Question 21, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I like? Well, let's make a Venn diagram, in fact. Make a little Venn diagram. On one side, questions, and on the other side, sausages. And in the middle, this Venn diagram, questions about sausages. What name, ladies and gentlemen, is given to the coarse ground pork sausage made with salt and pepper and spices, typically including sage, thyme, pimento, maybe nutmeg, often thin, and which, French in origin, has a name derived from an Italian word meaning oniony or made from onions. A coarse ground pork sausage, often thin, slender sausage made with salt and pepper and spices, typically including sage, thyme, pimento, and nutmeg, which probably French in origin. It's mentioned in Le Stoffier in 1903. It has a name derived from an Italian word meaning oniony or made from onions. What kind of sausage is that? Hello, Emma. How are we? I also spent much of today helping my dad set up his smartphone in the final stages. My God. Question 22. What I give you now, ladies and gentlemen, is a series of 10 seemingly unconnected things which, on closer scrutiny from you avid scrutineers, reveal to have a single unifying theme. Can you tell me what conjoins these 10 answers? So, one of those. Cecil Rhodes, the Mona Lisa, a herb from the laurel family used to flavour food like stews and soups, also soap, but mostly food. A journal, professional journal, first published in 1823. Billy Piper, David Wicks, a Roman emperor between 284 and 305 AD. In computer games, leveling up. The song Encore une fois. And the final one, which isn't very helpful, the song Encore une fois, but with a massive penis. I'll give you those again. Cecil Rhodes, the Mona Lisa, a herb from the laurel family used in cooking, especially the leaf, a professional journal first published in 1823, Billy Piper, David Wicks, Wee. The Roman emperor between 284 and 305 AD, known for large municipal baths. In a computer game, leveling up. The song Encore une fois and the song Encore une fois, but with a massive penis. Question 23. Gird your loins, fasten your safety belt, and pack the windbreak. Because today we're heading for the coast, ladies and gentlemen. Where better to start any journey than at Aldgate Pump? We'll go through Tower Hamlets, Newham, Barking, over Wennington Marshes, which is now 37% Gangland Corpse, Dagenham, Havering, maybe, before unlikely salvation emergeth in the form of Essex, over the M25 to Thurrock for Lakeside, Tilbury, the ironically named Sandford La Hope, Basildon, Sadler's Farm Junction, Benfleet, Thundersley, Hadley, Leigh-on-Sea, which to you means fuck all, Westcliff, before reaching Southend-on-Sea, which, if you haven't been, is a shithole, and if you have been, is a shithole. Well, instead of plunging headlong into the sea as it should, it turns towards Shoeburyness, where, rather like this question, it just ends. Which road is that, ladies and gentlemen? East out of London through Tower Hamlets, Newham, Barking, Dagenham, Havering, Thurrock, Lakeside, Tilbury, Basildon, Benfleet, Thundersley, Hadley, Leigh-on-Sea, Westcliff, Southend-on-Sea, and Shoeburyness, which is probably pronounced Shouse or something, but it's set Shoeburyness. Which A road is that? 2 digits, ladies and gentlemen. A, and then 2 numbers. Hello. Question 24, ladies and gentlemen, is on TV. Who was the host? Who is the host of the relaunched and not particularly successful Crystal Maze, ladies and gentlemen? The proper ones, not the celebrity ones, which began in 2017. Who is the newest host of the Crystal Maze? The UK, there is an American version. most recent host of The Crystal Maze and his relatively unsuccessful relaunch. Who is it? Question 25, Low James is on foodstuff and retailing at a mere £16 billion per spherical image. Which American chain of shops boasts of its 31 flavours? The 31 flavours incorporated into the logo is a boast made by which there's American food outlet of American origin, found in this country. The 31 flavours is a boast of which US food outlet? 2026, great news for Leo, ladies and gentlemen. It's his favourite, putting him under pressure. Meme question, though, gentlemen. There's a famous meme or series of memes, which is 5 images. 5 images of two men having an argument. One of them is with grey beard, a grey goatee and moustache combo. And one of them wearing a cap, both clad in black. The argument escalates wildly across the 5 images. It's taken from which TV show? From which TV show? Muscle-bound men arguing, escalating wildly across a series of 5 images. From what TV show is this meme taken? Leo says I make them too hard. All right. Good. Well done to another member of your team. Has it been Ali? Has it been man? Question 27. Question 27 is on sport. Which specific sporting item, a piece of sporting equipment, if you like, was described in relation to this sport not having yet recommenced after the first lockdown, I meant to call it, because it was referred to by Boris Johnson as a vector for disease. A vector for disease. A specific bit of equipment used in a sport that is yet to restart after lockdown. What piece of equipment is that? Described as a rationale for it not having restarted as a vector for disease. Question 28, ladies and gentlemen, is on films. And which annual film festival is named after a role played by Robert Redford in a film of 1969? A very, very famous role played by Robert Redford in a film in 1969. Gives its name to an annual film festival associated with Robert Redford. Which film festival is that? Question 29, ladies and gentlemen, is on cars. What was the descriptive name of the diminutive two-seater cars made by MG between 1961 and 1979? Probably wouldn't be allowed to call them this now. I wouldn't have thought. MG cars, two-seaters, little two-seaters they made in the 60s and 70s. What was the name given? Appropriate name, but probably wouldn't be allowed. And question 30, ladies and gentlemen, the last one for a bit. The name of which country has a name which sounds like the name of a female quadruped, followed by the name of a male bird? The name of a female quadruped, followed by the name of a male bird, is a homophone for the name of which country? Just to be clear, for number 17, you need to name both teams. Not 3 teams, as some idiots might say for a bit. 2 teams. We need to name both of them. Okay. Questions 31 to 40. Gentlemen, just one answer in each space, please. One answer in each space. But what I need from you is the name of. In 2018, The Independent newspaper ran a poll to find out the nation's 10 favourite, or the nation's favourite, cakes, buns, or puddings, I guess. They're not, one of them is a pudding, but it's a cakey pudding. Okay, so it's cakes, really. Cakes and buns. All you need to do in the next 10 is name those things. If you're going to write chocolate, which does feature, you need to be more specific. None of the answers just plain chocolate cake. I'll tell you that now. Okay? So the next 10, you've got about 5 minutes to do that. In 2018, The Independent ran a poll asking the nation for their favourite cakes or buns or cakey puddings, of which there is one. Okay? The next 10 spaces, 31 to 40, write those down. A point for each one you get right. Let's see. Now, top 10 favourite cakes of Britain, Leo. So cakes, individual buns, cupcakes, or sponge-based puddings, of which there is one, I'd say. Okay. Bear with me 1 second.
I have been requested to repeat questions 18, 19, and 21. Question 18, Emma. Mr. Brownlow, Rose and Harry Maylie, Charlie Bates, and the title characters are the only vaguely pleasant characters in which novel of 1837, which carries the alternate title, The Parish Boy's Progress? 19 is Rob Brydon, David Bowie, and Bryn Terfel all use stage names. What was their? They share a surname, birth surname. What is it? And 21. What is the name of the thin pork sausage made with salt and pepper and spices, including sage, thyme, sometimes pimento, sometimes nutmeg, which is of French origin but has a name derived from Italian, meaning made with onions or oniony. So a thin pork sausage, salt and pepper, some herbs and spices, French origin with a name that means oniony. Okay?
Okay. Go on, Derek. Question 41. Who completes the following sequence in films, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Lucas, Kirshner, Marquand, Lucas, Abrams, Johnson, blank. So it could be Lucas, Kirshner, Marquand, Abrams, Johnson, blank. It's still the last name last. So Lucas, Kirshner, Marquand, Lucas, Abrams, Johnson, blank. Who completes that following sequence in the world of films? Um, La saucisse, Leo, is French for sausage. Question 42, ladies and gentlemen, is on mountains. As many of you know, I have a proud history of mountaineering, and as luck would have it, also a keen interest in helicopters. And as I have this proud, proud history of mountaineering and pronounced interest, I have no problem answering this question. But the highest mountain in England is Stafford Pike, the highest mountain in Scotland is Ben Nevis, and the highest mountain in Wales is Snowdon. Can you name the second highest mountain in either England, Scotland, or Wales? I just need one answer for the second highest mountain in either England, in Scotland, or in Wales. There were some teams here, ladies and gentlemen, made up of one Scot and one Welshman. They should absolutely walk. Don't actually walk up the mountain. Question 43, ladies and gentlemen, is on drinks, and you just caught me actually. I'm about to tuck into my favourite cocktail, which is, of course, a cocktail of cognac, ideally, creme de cacao, and cream, shaken and then strained into a chill glass and sprinkled with ground nutmeg. What is the name of this cocktail? So, cognac, preferably, other similar substances can be used. creme de cacao, and cream, shaken and then strained into a chilled glass. A light dusting of nutmeg. Delicious. What is that drink called? It actually is about as close to my idea of hell in a drink as I could imagine. Yes, Leo. 41 was the film question. Who completes the following sequence? Lucas, Kirshner, Marquand, Lucas, Abrams, Johnson, blank. Who completes that sequence? You could, in a way, do Lucas, Kirshner, Marquand, Abrams, Johnson, blank, but the last one is always the same. Who is it? Question 44, ladies and gentlemen. Derek's very excited because Derek loves computer games of yesteryear. What was the name of the game? Ladies and gentlemen, a series of games, really, but the first one's the most notable. Launched on the Super Nintendo in 1990, a little bit similar to Wipeout. A futuristic racing game, ladies and gentlemen. What was that called? One of the first games. What was it called? The modes. Was it called Mode 7? The Mode 7 3D effect thing. It's one of the first games to use that. A futuristic racing game launched on the Super Nintendo in 1990. Launched a series. The last one I think was called Climax in 2004. What was the name of that game? A futuristic racing game, a little bit similar to Wipeout. I've been asked to repeat question 30. Question 30, ladies and gentlemen, the name of which country sounds like the name of a female quadruped followed by the name of a male bird? So it sounds like the name of a female quadruped followed by the name of a male bird. I can exclusively reveal that the answer is not, as charmingly suggested by one team, Bitchcock. Alfred Bitchcock. That's not the answer, ladies and gentlemen. Martin Braggs, he has got the answer. Question 45, ladies and gentlemen, is on sports. And there are two Olympic sports, not events, sports, whole sports, okay, which can are only open to women. What are they? The two Olympic sports that can only be Only open to women. What sports are they? So not events, whole sports, okay? I'll just say to one team for question 30 is specifically a male bird, okay? But you're not far away. You'll know if I'm talking to you. Country, Emma, for number 30. Some of you, I'm just going to be clear now. Some of you have put an event, okay? I did not say an event. Question 45. It's not an event, it's a whole sport. Good thinking, Rob Down. So I've just been summoned by Big Bill on Facebook, excuse me. Question 46 is on TV, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Lancashire. Sarah Lancashire is on her way to becoming a national treasure, although she does trail current leader Michael Palin and fast improving Bob Mortimer in this competition. She came to fame in Coronation Street, ladies and gentlemen. What was the name of the character played by Sarah Lancashire in Coronation Street? Just the first name is fine. Has to have the first name in it. In fact, just put the first name. Character played by Sarah Lancashire in Coronation Street. What was she called? Question 47, ladies and gentlemen, is on films. Who wrote, directed, appeared in, and scored, including the unimaginatively titled This Is My Song, for the 1967 film A Countess from Hong Kong, Marlon Brando? It was his final screen effort as director, actor, and writer. Who is that person? Who wrote, directed, appeared in a cameo, and scored, wrote the songs from it and the incidental music, including This Is My Song, which was a hit for Petula Clark. In the film A Countess in Hong Kong, it's his final film as director, actor, or writer. Who was that? There is only 7 points between the entire field at this stage, ladies and gentlemen. It's very close. Question 48. Says Derek. What is the name of the craft technique, ladies and gentlemen, which looks like weaving, but is actually a combination of knots, reef knots, and half hitches, popularized and used by sailors to make anything from knife handles to those bottles, rope bottles, to entire parts of ships. What is the name of that craft technique? 7-letter word is what I'm looking for. The craft technique looks like weaving, but is actually produced by knotting. Combination of reef knots and half hitches used by sailors to make anything from those and things that are over knife handles to bottles to parts of ships. What's that technique called? A very papery head. Question 49. Sorry, ladies and 49 is on science. There are, of course, as you'll have learned from GCSE biology, 3 kinds of rock: igneous, blackpool, and cock. Igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic, ladies and gentlemen. And one rock is marble, ladies and gentlemen. Into which of those categories does marble come? Igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Well done, one. Question 50, ladies and gentlemen, is on geography and art. On which island in the Aegean Sea was the Venus de Milo discovered? Venus de Milo, ladies and gentlemen. Good, harmless. Yeah. Which island in the Aegean Sea was it discovered? I can repeat 47 again, ladies and gentlemen. Who wrote, directed, appeared in, and wrote the score for the 1967 film A Countess from Hong Kong, including the song This Is My Song? It was his final screen appearance as an actor, and his final outing as a director and a writer. Who was that person? Question 51, ladies and gentlemen. The worst kind of literature is historical fiction, fact. But very popular. And none more so than the trilogy of novels by Hilary Mantel, the first of which was Wolf Hall, about a gladiators themed game of Cluedo. The second was Bring Up the Bodies. What's the name of the third, released earlier this year? The Wolf Hall was the first, and Bring Up the Bodies the second. What is the name of the third in Hilary Mantel's trilogy? All right, Derek. Question 52, ladies and gentlemen. Lockdown quizzes, nice day outside, people probably flagging a bit, maybe had a bit too much to drink. So you got to keep it light, keep the energy levels up, really inspire people, give people a good time. That's what they want, isn't it? Have a good time. Named for the village near Rotherham in which it took place, what was the name given to the clashes between police and striking miners on the 18th of June 1984? Named for the village near Rotherham in which they took place. What was the name of the clashes between police and striking miners and policemen disguised as miners in the 18th of June 1984? What's the name? A sort of a colloquial name for that, a popular name for that, let's say. And only 6 points between the entire field. There's 1 point between the top five. Ridiculous. Hurry up. Yeah. Okay. Question 53 is on sport, ladies and gentlemen. And I, ladies and gentlemen, have gone to Ramsbottom. Hard time. In Lancashire, where I'm watching the Black Pudding Throwing Championship, ladies and gentlemen. The Black Pudding Throwing Championships famously take place in Ramsbottom. What is the target at which black puddings are thrown in the Black Pudding Throwing Championship? What is the target, ladies and gentlemen, for black puddings in the Black Pudding Throwing Championships held in Ramsbottom, just outside the Royal Oak? What are the black puddings thrown at? At what are the black puddings thrown? Okay. Question 54 is on TV. Terrible TV, ladies and gentlemen. What was the name of the TV series? Hosted by Phil Tufnell and Kirsty Gallagher. Lads. Yep. Assisted by former Premier League referee Paul Durkin with his rules are rules catchphrase. It was a little bit like it's a knockout, but with less latent threat to the contestants' briefly abandoned children. The TV series, a little bit like It's a Knockout, presented by Phil Tufnell and Kirsty Gallagher, assisted by Paul Durkin, the former Premier League referee, and a bit like It's a Knockout, but modernised and worse. And the last one, Derek, question 55, ladies and gentlemen, is on music. Which word of 5 letters or more? One word, 5 letters or more, has appeared in the title of hit singles by Roy Orbison, Billy Joel, Green Day, Jimmy Nail, Rachel Stevens, and Beyonce. One word, 5 letters or more, has appeared in the title of hit singles by Roy Orbison, Billy Joel, Green Day, Jimmy Nail, Rachel Stevens, and Beyonce. Okay? Oh, sorry. 43 again. Sorry, I didn't look at the chat. I apologise. 43, Tim and Mickey, is the name of the cocktail, which is cognac, ideally, creme de cacao and cream, shaken and then strained into a chilled glass and served with ground nutmeg. What is the name of that drink? 50, Jill or Tim? On which island in the Aegean Sea was the Venus de Milo discovered? And 51. What is the third in the trilogy, the Tudor trilogy by Hilary Mantel? If Wolf Hall is the first, Rid Up the Bodies the second, what's the name of the third in that trilogy? You can all now, ladies and gentlemen, start the music round at your leisure. I'm going to stop you at about 10:05. Okay? So make sure you put the artist and the title in the right spaces and don't touch the last four boxes. So artist and title in the right spaces, otherwise I have to mark them wrong. So be careful you do that. And you've got 20 minutes or so for the music round, okay? Good. Make sure you get the artist and the song title in the right spaces. Someone's got that wrong on 58. Oh, wow. Okay, the artists are in the even spaces, the songs in the odd numbered ones. Someone's got that wrong with 56 and 57. I'm not going to tell you anymore because it's a bit boring. Let me just check. 16, 16. Oh, wow. No, that's shameful, Martin. Sorry. Did Rupert turn up, by the way? Thanks, Rupert. We've had a very late entry into the quiz. The team Test uh, from Albania. That's nice to see. Um, got about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes left to finalise your answers. Don't worry, we've still got the pointless game and the tiebreaker to come. Someone just got number 70 in the wrong place. I'm 71, unsurprisingly. So if you have just answered 70 and 71, just check they're in the right order, won't you? Well, the generally I could just mark those right, couldn't I? But no, I couldn't, because if anyone else does it, it will pick up the precedent. Good thinking, Tom. Five minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes before we get onto the pointless bit. It's very close, ladies and gentlemen. There are 3 teams who can still win. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the pointless questions. And amazing. Oh wow. And the tiebreaker. Okay. So for your pointless questions, okay, that's what is that? 76, 77, 78. Okay. All I need is you're looking for obscure answers that none of my friends said. Okay. I'm looking for any film in which Bill Murray has an acting credit, any England footballer, male footballer, who made his debut in 2010 or later, who has at least 10 caps, or any person named in the song We Didn't Start the Fire. Okay? So any film for which Bill Murray has an acting credit, any England men's football debutant since 2010 who made a debut since or in 2010 who has at least 10 caps, or any person named in We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel, the original version. Your tiebreak question, which will only be used if someone gets it A, spot on, or B, to obviously break a tie. How long in feet is the world's longest ever cake? Okay? I'm going to give you until 22:15 to put those answers in, your tiebreaker in, finalize anything else. When you finish, click save, tick those 3 boxes, and then click finish. Okay? I'm going to close the quiz in a second. My laptop, which is currently showing 22:07, goes to 22:15. Okay? Don't forget we're looking for obscure answers so you can be correct. You can put the same answer in for the pointless questions if you wish. And don't forget to finalise all your other answers. There's some excellent efforts, by the way, in tonight's quiz, I feel. I also feel that being commended by me for an excellent effort is in some way worthwhile. I wouldn't necessarily listen to what I say. What about that? You've had some pointless answers. A very good answer with one, a bit unlucky. Five minutes. Oh, very good. So don't forget, when you have finished, click save, tick the three boxes, and then tick finish. I see a lot of you have done that already, so well done. Two and a bit minutes left. Someone's put a point. Two teams have put a football in the pointless answer, so that's wrong. I'm afraid. Under 1 minute remains. So. Okay, we're coming up very near the finish. Okay. Still waiting for a few teams to finalise their answers. Okay. Just on 22:15. I'm going to refresh it one more time for answers. That's done now. Okay. And now I'm going to finish the quiz. Here, ladies and gentlemen, are your answers. Number 1 was the youngish Clive James, not Clive Anderson, as some people put. Number 2, the late Margarita Placatan. Number 3 is Graham McDowell. Number 4 is The Weeknd. I would also accept it. What's he called? I can't remember now. Abel Tesfaye, that's his name. 5 is Kit Harington. 6 is Revo Abbey. 7, that's the career of Craig Bellamy, of course. 8 is Lucy Alexander, married to the former Wimbledon midfielder Stuart Castledine. 9 is Pigs in Blank It's. 10 is Stuart Miles off of Blue Peter. 11 is the poster for Interstellar. Well, I don't know if you got that. One team did. 12, which nobody got, that's Vangelis, ladies and gentlemen, Vangelis. 13 is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I actually just wanted Franklin Roosevelt just to make sure that it wasn't Teddy. 14, it's Johnny Bollards, ladies and gentlemen. And 15 is short back and sides. On to the questions proper. Sam and Mark is that duo there. 17, football teams are Leicester and Crystal Palace. 18, the novel is Oliver Twist. 19, they're called Jones. 20, it's a unicorn. Good, these are all proving very easy for you. 21, a chipolata. Is that so? 22, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Cecil Rhodes is, of course, the controversial statue at Oriel College. The Mona Lisa is found in the Louvre. The herb from the Laurel family is the bay. The Roman emperor between 284 and 305 AD is, of course, Diocletian. The Journal, first published in 1823, is the Lancet. Billie Piper played Rose in Doctor Who. David Witch was played by Michael French. Leveling up is a way to increase your XP, ladies and gentlemen. Encore une fois was, of course, a hit for Sash. And Encore une fois, but with a massive penis, is, of course, a double hung sash, ladies and gentlemen. There are all types of windows. Or we all win, yeah. So the A road is the A13. The host of the TV program is Richard Ayoade. The 31 flavours is Baskin Robbins ice cream. 26, that meme comes from American Chopper. 27, the vector of disease is a cricket ball. 28, Sundance Festival, was cast in the Sundance Kid. 29 is the MG Midget. And 30, the country is Uganda. The top cakes were in order: lemon drizzle, chocolate fudge cake, carrot cake, a chocolate brownie, Victoria sponge cake, chocolate muffin, sticky toffee pudding, coffee and walnut cake, black forest gatto, and a blueberry muffin. Okay? Everyone got at least, all of those were got by at least 3 teams. So. The 41, the film sequences, is Abrams again, the director of the Star Wars films. 42, the mountains are the second, Carneth Llewellyn in Wales, Scar Fell in England, and Ben Macdui in Scotland. Macdui, maybe, I don't know. 43 is a Brandy Alexander. 44, F-Zero is the game there. 45, the sports are rhythmic gymnastics and synchronized swimming. Netball's only in the Commonwealth Games, I'm afraid. 46, he played Raquel in Coronation Street. 47, the final film of Charlie Chaplin. 48, the craft technique is macrame. Sorry, I've just got to disgust everyone in the chat briefly. I think I've managed that. 49, the type of rock is metamorphic. 50, the Venus de Milo is from the island of Milo, or Milos. That's why it's called that. It's also the Asclepius de Milo in the British Museum. 51, it's the Mirror and the Light. 52, that's called the Battle of Orgreave, of course. 53, the Black Puddings are thrown at Yorkshire Puddings. 54, the TV show is Simply the Best. And 55, Dreams, the word In Dreams by Roy Orbison, River of Dreams, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Cowboy Dreams by Jimmy Nail, Sweet Dreams by LAX, and Sweet Dreams by Beyonce. On to the music. First one was The Who with I Can See for Miles. Next one was Heart with Barracuda off of Guitar Hero 3, I think. Next one is Limahl with Never Ending Story. And it was Sleeper with Nice Guy Eddie. 645 was DNCE with Cake by the Ocean. Then it was The Fifth Dimension with Up, Up and Away. Next one was Fleetwood Mac with Landslide. 1771 was Madonna with Borderline. It was Primal Scream with Come Together. And the final music round was the Stereophonics with Celavi, which is shit. On to your pointless questions. The footballers you could have had: Kieran Gibbs, Nathaniel Klein, Ryan Bertrand, Champions League win, Phil Jones, and saving the best to last, Adam Johnson. The Bill Murray films were Mr. Mike's Mondo Video, Tarzoon, Stripes, Quick Change, Mad Dog and Glory, The Man Who Knew Too Little, With Friends Like These, Osmosis Jones, Coffee and Cigarettes, which a few of you got, Bill Murray, City of Ember, The Limits of Control, Get Low, I Love Dogs, which is great, Passion Play, Aloha, and Rock the Casbah. And the people mentioned in We Didn't Start the Fire were Marlon Brando, Georgi Melenkov, Roy Cohn, someone got, Davy Crockett, Boris Pasternak, John Glenn, Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, and Bernie Goetz. And the length of the longest ever cake, 17,388 feet. Here is your leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Harry. We're going to go In fact, I'm going to give you everyone. In 12th place with 36, which is by no means terrible, were the mini bonbons. 11th, Purple House. Equal 9th, Last Place and Dave Greenfield. In equal 7th with 48 were No Pounds Down the Swanee and the, I presume that's meant to say Quarantine. These are my friends. Quarantine Quartet and Pals on the Mire. In 6th, the Sweet Chariot himself, Jim Lowe, Sweet Chariot, his favourite song, for many reasons. In 5th place with 50, the Dunstable Otters. In 4th place, 51, Rupert is busy playing golf, but he'll turn up eventually for 15 minutes. In 3rd place with 53, Let's All Laugh at Borough, aka No Effing Pub. In 2nd place with 55, The Chords. And in 1st place with 57, The Swan Bitches, ladies and gentlemen. As you may have seen from Paul's pronouncements and so on, the Swan isn't going to be opening on the 4th of July because Paul doesn't want his staff and customers to die of the plague, unlike some. So he's naughty. So I understand there are other pressures, don't need to. So the quiz is going to stay online for at least another month, every Wednesday at the same time. So if you would all turn up, I'd be very appreciative. Lovely stuff. There'll be another quiz same time next week. I'll post the link to the leaderboard in the chat, and then I'll disappear. Goodbye. Thank you all for turning up on such a warm day. Oh, and do visit campaignforpubs.org.uk and join up, okay? It's all in our best interests. And it's in all of our best interests. Important. Lovely stuff. See you later, all. Bye-bye. Oh, and Roger says very sensibly that the Angel is also not opening. Well done, Roger. Good decision, mate. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.